What is up, everybody, and welcome to an early Christmas present. The WAN Show, but earlier. We've got so much good news for you guys this week. Meta is tolerating rampant fraud through their ads in order to make more money.
Yeah.
So, wow. Good job, Meta. Truly keeping your shareholders safe at the expense of everybody else. In other news, Microsoft seems to have said the quiet part out loud, that nobody cares at all about Copilot and that it just kind of doesn't really matter, but also they're still committed. They're still committed. They're going to cram it down your throat. Open up your throat. Open it up now because I'm going to cram it in there. Yeah. That's Microsoft. Satya Nadella, he's going
Satya
for it.
Nadella wants to cram it down your throat.
That's why he's bald.
That should have been the WAN
it's
title,
so he
dude.
can dive in.
That should have been the WAN title.
Right down there.
The thumbnail text is just...
You know, you have to recover just long enough to do a couple topics.
Minutes into the show. Okay, you took the one I really wanted to do.
I know, that's what I do.
Good job. NVIDIA reportedly plans a 30 to 40% cut in GeForce GPU production. Nobody saw this coming. It's a surprise to everyone for sure. Also, the Rampocalypse continues. Also, surprise to you're surprised, Ashley?
I'm surprised.
Really?
No, of course not.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. Intro time. Oh!
What?
Oh, no way. We have my gamer tag. That was fantastic. Oh,
You keep talking over the music. The show is brought to you by MSI, Squarespace, Saily, and Vessi. Of course, alongside our rap partner, D-Brand, our laptop partner, Dell, and our chair partner,
Get Wrecked.
Secret Lab. Let's go. Now, I do want to say, Noki, that was an incredible, incredible WAN Show intro variant, but there is one minor detail that you got unforgivably wrong.
What?
I would never beat Luke at video games.
You do?
Yeah. I will win, I'll steal a couple rounds from you when we first pick up a new game. And then after that, it's basically just like the Luke Shrek's Linus show.
I don't think it's that clear. You've
Disc
always
Jam.
said this. I don't think... okay. A one-off example is not fair enough. What was that that game? It was like a jump around everywhere archery. Towerfall?
Towerfall?
We traded back and forth a lot on Towerfall.
Yeah, because I have 5 times as many hours in it as you.
Okay. I don't know.
Also, my childhood was 2D side-scrolling and jumping, and
but
yours was Halo.
Right, but then you look at games like Halo, and you're like, you beat me at those games, and it's like, yeah. And then I look at games like those ones, and I say, you beat me at those games, and you're like, yeah, but I grew up with those. It has to be
Yeah, but
equal.
I had so many more hours in it, too.
Yeah, but I also had so many more hours in shooters.
I am trying to pay you a compliment. Just take it.
No, not at expense of others.
Oh, that's true. I am better than him at Super Checks, but that's not a video game. So I will vibe code Super Checks the video game. Then I will win a video game against Luke. He'd find a way to win.
I was going to say, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I might figure that out.
Speaking of which, Meta has found a way to figure out how to keep the billions of dollars in revenue that they are making from fraudulent advertisers who are just using ads on Meta's platforms to,
Good job, Zuck.
defraud people. This is based on a Reuters report that shows that internal documents allegedly show that Meta understood that a large portion of its advertising revenue from Chinese partners, and this is not like a little bit large portion, this is roughly 19% of their advertising revenue in 2024, over $3 billion, came from ads that were tied to, and brace yourself, scams, illegal gambling, pornography, and other prohibited content. Then, seeing all that, Meta went, Well, what we could do is we could crack down on this. But, hear me out. Alternate plan. We could not.
And make billions of dollars.
From bogus products in Taiwan to investment scams in the US and Canada, China has become a major source of scam ads on Meta's platforms globally. A special China-focused anti-fraud team initially was able to cut this problematic Chinese ad revenue nearly in half. But all of this is allegedly, because I do not work for Reuters and I did not do the reporting for this, allegedly, after a strategy shift influenced by the Zuck himself, the team was apparently disbanded and tougher enforcement measures were shelved. In a big surprise to everyone, especially the Zuck, fraudulent ads, and therefore the revenue associated with them, rebounded.
I wonder when this was. Was this during like his big layoff when he was like, we need to...
The year of efficiency? No, I think it's more recent than that. Actually, you know what? No, don't quote me on that. Let's leave it. Go check out the link to Reuters, which Dan will throw in the video chat, description chat. He'll throw in the chat. A big part of the reason that this works so well is that Meta's ad ecosystem in China relies on layers of resellers that obscure advertisers' identities, making it easier for scammers to place ads. Consultants warned that this setup enables fraud and that Meta's enforcement was weaker than their competitors, and it appears that they just don't care because they'd rather just take the money and go, la, 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 I don't know that fraudulent ads are happening on the platform, la, 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 la. I mean, to me, even with the network of resellers, it doesn't seem that complicated. Because apparently it's like, I read the article, apparently it's like 11 like main, like top level resellers or something like that. So if Meta cared at all, even with the whole layers of resellers thing, just pushing the responsibility onto them and going, yeah, I will literally ban you if too much of this crap makes it through.
You know how like so many things in life are bell curves? And there's that whole meme where there's like the person who's just like chill about a thing because they're like ignorant to it or whatever. And then the person freaking out about the thing because they're at like a medium level of skill or knowledge. And then on the other end, it's just someone who's like extremely skilled or extremely knowledgeable and they're just chill again. I feel like this kind of applies to this situation as well.
Really? This is kind of a wild take. Let's see where he's going with this.
A really small company can often get away with just like not caring or paying attention to these types of things.
Oh, I see what you mean.
A medium-sized company gets like crushed by everyone because you're now big enough, you have to care about these things.
Yep.
And then really big companies just get to ignore them again. They get to basically not have customer service. They get to not police things like ads or anything else on their platforms because they're like, I don't know, we're too big. We can't do that anymore. Of course, that's totally fine. Even though they like definitely have the resources to do so.
Yep.
It's interesting how like requirements, policies, upholding certain standards and stuff are really pushed for it, like the middle size.
Dude, this is wild. I saved this. Facebook. I think I talked about this last week, how Facebook sent me an invitation to use some feature on my page.
Do you need to search for... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, I got it. Okay. They create a fan challenge to keep your audience engaged with your page on Facebook. They sent me the same thing again. In fact, here, you can see in the last week, I have 3 emails from Facebook. 1, 2, 3. All with the same subject line for the Linus Tech Tips page on Facebook to create this fan challenge. Now, I've gone into the Facebook dashboard, and I'm not an expert on like Facebook page management or profile management or advertising or anything. I log into Facebook as infrequently as I can, and I only really use it for Marketplace at this point. So I'm not going to claim that I have done the world's greatest job of, finding where to turn this off. But what I have done is I've gone into my Facebook dashboard and I've turned off every communication method that I could find, because I don't want emails from them unless it's something to do with like the taxation for like paying out our Facebook video ads, which
Sure.
were a thing for a while, and honestly now they're not even that much. I don't think we're really making pretty much anything on Facebook anymore. They had that big push into video like, I don't know, 6 years ago or something like that. Anyway.
However long ago.
Yeah, 4 or 5. I don't know.
It happened though.
I'm going to go over here.
Yeah. We're both hanging out.
So I don't want to miss an important message. So I can't just filter every message from Facebook. So I wanted to turn off specifically this. Now in Canada, anyway, we have a law called can spam that dictates that you are not allowed to send an email that is unsolicited, and you need to have a clear way to unsubscribe. Luke, can you find in this email any even attempt to adhere to can spam regulations?
Not in the slightest.
There is not only no button to unsubscribe from this email, but there isn't even a link to my dashboard for where to turn it off.
I have someone in particular that I might be actually genuinely enforcing to reporting to can spam stuff soon.
Wait, can spam is U.S. law? Canada is CASL? Am I crazy? Can spam. Holy shit.
If you look up can spam, it does bring up Canada's anti-spam legislation.
Huh, cool. Okay, then they're violating U.S. law and Canadian law. That's cool.
But it is called CASL. It's interesting when you Google it that it brings up Canada's.
Yeah, I completely Mandela affected
I suspect
myself.
This is a commonly Mandela affected one, considering it brings up Canada's.
Anyway.
But it is CASL. The commenter is correct.
Cool. Thank you for that. And also, doesn't change the point.
It is interesting.
You're right. A really, really small company would probably get away with just like sending out unsolicited. You'd kind of go,
because most people are like, whatever.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
They
probably don't even know. And like enforcing every policy for freaking everywhere is honestly just impossible. So whatever. And then you get to a certain size and everyone's like,
hey, you
need to comply with every single thing everywhere in the entire world all the time, or else we will delete your entire company. And then you get to that size and it's like, well, you're not going to touch them anyways. And even if you do, they're not going to care about the fines because it's probably worth it to them to just pay the fines that are ultimately like, they'll be like, oh yeah, by violating this policy, we made $382 million and the fine costs $15 million. So like,
cost of doing business,
that's the best cost of doing business I've ever heard of. Sounds good. Pay the fine. Like you just hit these levels where it just doesn't matter anymore. And it's funky. Yeah. And I'm not surprised that they're shirking like all of this stuff because who cares? People aren't going to stop using them. Because that's another thing. You hit like a certain level of critical mass where people can scream about it all they want, but they're not going to stop using meta services. Maybe a tiny handful, but like it's not going to significantly impact their actual like user base.
Lieutenant Salty says, my boss sends out emails using our POS software. We send texts and emails. And I've told my boss he needs to have an unsubscribe option. He's just like, nah.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently that's what the Zuck said too. Nah.
But yeah, I've got somebody who sends emails to my personal email inbox, and I don't even care. That's a dumpster fire. But I have unsubscribed multiple times and blocked them multiple times, but they keep just taking their email list and bringing it over to different email services. Because I'm sure they just know this happens.
Yep.
And like I've never actually done a report before, but I might actually do it. Because I have blocked and unsubscribed at least close to 10 times.
I have a conspiracy theory that the unsubscribe button is actually just to verify that it's a real inbox.
I am 100% certain that happens at least sometimes because I know of at least one case.
And
they might even actually unsubscribe you to that list, but then sell the information that you're definitely a real person reading their actual email.
To their other company.
Yep. Yep, very cool.
I feel like in medieval times, they would have just like...
Oh, Kinjara just said, I work for an e-com company and we have migrated email servers multiple times in the last 5 years for the very reason you mentioned. That's rough. Thanks for letting me know. That is interesting. But also, I think this person is literally like more than 1 or 2 times a year It's very often. Like, but that is, I'm not surprised by these things. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, at a certain scale, you just don't care and you work around it. And at the bottom scale, other people don't care. And then in the middle, you get crushed by both realistic, or not realistic. You get crushed by both like governmental regulation stuff and people expectations.
I'm reporting these as spam.
It's a great filter.
And Google won't do anything.
Nope. No, they won't.
Oh, I just blocked it. Whoops. No, I don't. You know what? Fine. F it. I'm just never going to get an email from Facebook again, apparently. Actually, I really shouldn't do that.
If we don't know about taxes, we don't have to pay them, right? Is that how that works?
No, actually, our current issue is that they are withholding some taxes from us that they shouldn't be because we're Canadian. And Yvonne has like a long chain going back and forth with them. I haven't actually brought that because it's a separate support team for like they have a support team for like money.
Right.
But just like managing your page on just my account, like I don't have anything special in there. So
no, Mayrink, that is not financial advice from me. Yeah. This is important right now.
Why don't we do our headline topic next? Microsoft this is such a corporate way to say this, lowering its growth targets for Copilot, as it has, and this is a quote, this is amazing, struggled to find buyers interested in using it.
Yeah.
This is according to a story from The Information, which has resulted in a 2.5% stock price drop on Wednesday. I mean, you can never quite attribute like a share move to just, one piece of news.
Honestly, I would have expected more.
Well,
not financial advice.
I mean,
based on how like, hyped the market is on AI stuff right now. Them being like, yeah, it's failing. And then the market was like, okay.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? There's a ton of inertia in all of this. Like Tesla just hit an all-time high.
Okay.
Right? So you gotta remember that that this kind of ties back perfectly to that long conversation we had last week about information bubbles. What percentage of people read the information? And I don't mean any information in general. I mean theinformation.com. What percentage of people read this? What percentage of people who read it have a subscription they can read more than just the snippet? Who actually even knows about this? Not to mention that so much of the investment in things like the S&P are automated. Like, people will literally set up their paycheck to just siphon off some of it and just, dump it into their portfolio. These are not decisions that they're making based on an article they read today, and they shouldn't. That actually is financial advice. You should not be just like every day moving around things.
It's still technically not financial advice.
It is still, but it is financial advice that I've received.
Sure.
That the average person should not be just like, micromanaging their stock portfolio from day to day based on, individual pieces of news.
Is not financial advice that we're giving you.
Correct. But it is financial advice that I've received from people who are qualified to give financial advice. So make of that what you will.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
So most people are not doing that.
True,
like, you look at like a pension fund, for instance, where
Yeah.
they have tens or hundreds of millions of dollars that they're managing, or billions of dollars that they're managing. You can't just sell a $400 million stake in Microsoft just like that. I mean, you might not get the best price for it necessarily. Actually, Microsoft could probably absorb that much. Yeah, Microsoft could probably absorb that much. But depending on the size of the company, right? For every sale of a share, there has to be a purchase of a share.
I take every opportunity to talk about the Toronto Teachers Pension Fund, currently sitting at $269.6 billion in assets. Let's go.
Yep. Massive, right? And so an entity like that isn't going to just read this article and be like,
yeet, we're completely out of Microsoft.
Sell all the Microsoft immediately.
Yeah.
And you have to have, especially a company with the market cap of Microsoft, you would have to have a huge volume of transactions in order for the price to really appreciably nosedive. Which isn't to say it never happens or that it won't happen when the AI bubble really like pops, but 2.5% in a day is a lot. Anywho, what were we talking about again? Right, yeah, 2.5% stock drop on Wednesday. Copilot currently holds 14% AI market share, apparently, with Google's Gemini less than 1% behind.
This deeply depends on how you measure market share. And based on tiny factors could swing massive amounts. Just to like be super clear.
Apparently, a big part of the sales struggles is that AI agents being sold to businesses as labor replacements are failing to complete real-world office tasks 70% of the time, according to researchers at Carnegie Mellon University. Honestly, I'm surprised they're successful 30% of the time.
I suspect that is, again, how you measure it, and also FUB factor and lack of reporting and stuff, because it's like for sure higher than that. But yeah.
Cool.
Or there's companies that are like accepting a certain amount of, like, it's not okay, doesn't seem like it's actually replacing the person, but we can maybe accelerate some people this way, so we're not going to report it as a failure anyways. Like stuff like that. Yeah.
Microsoft defended Copilot, claiming that the information story inaccurately combines the concepts of growth and sales quotas, and they said that aggregate sales quotas for AI products have not been lowered.
Before you keep going, another thing I would say about that 70% figure is I bet you there are cases where they are happy that they're not working as well. I could see, I was just talking earlier about how like in the pre-show someone brought up, my like username that I changed didn't reflect the change in Floatplane chat for some reason, and I was like, okay, cool, send in a support ticket. We're not one of those companies that try to like obfuscate it or make it harder to do by like making you read FAQ articles and stuff.
Yeah,
they might like that their support chat bots are bad. Interesting idea. I've never really thought about this before. But I wonder if it's genuine, because there's like a ton of dark patterns at various companies that get put in place to stop you from actually properly sending in support tickets.
Oh yeah, 100%. Because every support ticket costs money, and every serving you a website,
like successful, you get a refund or a new product or something.
Yeah,
like they don't actually want those to go through in a lot of cases.
Right.
Definitely not all, right? Obviously, but like there are definitely some. So if it's like bad and it just results in people not being willing to go through the process and they just give up, and that shows up in some reporting dashboard as like, oh, we set up this AI bot and our expenditure on refunds and replacements is lower, they'll see that as a success. I have no idea. This is a lot of like,
I'm going to choose to
conspiracy
believe
theory
that it's not that bad at most places.
Time.
I'm going to choose to believe it's not that bad in most cases. Just for now, just for my own sanity.
Nice.
I'm going to choose.
I have no idea. This is based on nothing.
And my position is based on not being able to handle the emotional burden of you being correct about this.
Who knows? Okay.
One of the ways that Microsoft is growing their AI business still, though, is by forcing LG TV users to have a shortcut to Copilot installed on their smart TV home screen. They have apparently since allowed users to delete the shortcut, but there was a period where it was not possible to delete, and the backlash was swift and secure. Our discussion question is, why would you want Copilot on your TV?
Yeah, I don't. Extremely cold take, but man, smart TVs suck. Cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. This is a good discussion question. David Gauthier prepared this topic. Is a bad TV UX enough to persuade you to buy a different brand? And follow-up question, for, let's assume, an equal viewing experience, how much more would you spend? Ooh.
I do think a bad UX could push me away from buying a certain TV. But the last TV upgrade that was done for my dad, we looked for one that on purpose was like as dumb as possible. The how much is enough is a tough one. I don't know. I really don't know.
While you think, Metal Maxine had one idea. Hey, Copilot, is this the episode I watched last week, or is it just another scene of Abby and McGee hacking? I guess if you wanted to ask it questions about content, but it's like, I don't know. See, I have the same issue with this that I have with like a wearable AI companion and, you know, an AI ring and an AI glasses and an AI... I already have a phone in my pocket.
You have all the answers
I literally
you need.
already have it.
It's also going to be wrong often. We did the Floatplane exclusive that is out now, the last one from Luke Week, which is a gaming video. And when I was looking over some of the like B-roll footage I was sending to Sammy, Gemini just did a summary without me asking of some of the footage that I had put in Google Drive, and it like summarized a bunch of gameplay footage that I had, and it had like my mic and the person I was playing with's mic in the recording. So it tried to summarize like the things that happened and what we said about it, and it was like 70% correct, and 30% of it was just totally made up. And that's going to happen here. Like it was just, I was reading different parts. I was like, wow, that never happened. Neat. Yeah.
Dyslexic Stoner asks, what if my AI on my TV could put swear words back in instead of bleeps? I would give away all my info for that. No, now you're just imagining too useful of a function for AI. Okay. Oh, this was such a great example
WAN
of how
show, but with real swears.
All of this stuff is just shit still. And how many years ago was it that Google did that demo where your AI assistant, and this is pre like the generative AI LLM thing, where your AI assistant was supposed to phone your hairdresser and make an appointment for you?
So long ago.
That was like a billion years ago.
I think at least like 7.
I think it was something. I think you're probably right. I think it was like 6 to 8 years ago or something like that. And I basically was like, cap, because it's just obviously 6 to 7. Very funny. Because it's obviously the kind of thing that would work, but would work so poorly that it's actually more work than just calling your hairdresser and making an appointment and looking at the calendar yourself, right? I had another prime. Wow, you nailed it. May 2018, apparently, says Andy in the UK.
Boom.
Nice. I had yet another one of those moments because I looked at that and I went, my assistant can barely figure out like if I mean a local address or I mean one in New Brunswick when I ask to navigate somewhere. Like, you got to be kidding me.
My assistant is purely for setting alarms.
Yeah.
Or Shazam.
Like my assistant at that time, you still couldn't set an alarm using Google Assistant that was more than 24 hours in the future. Oh, right. Like you couldn't, do you remember that? You couldn't set an alarm for like 2 days from now. And that's a big problem for me because a calendar event is not enough for me. Boop, boop, boop. Like that's not enough for something I actually need to do. I need it to ring when it's time for me to do something. How is that still not a function?
Don't break it.
How's that still not a function?
I fully agree because it's super annoying needing to just go do both, and you should really be able to make a calendar event, send off an alarm.
Yeah, you really should. Anyway. Maybe there's a third-party app, which would be super cool. And if anyone knows one, feel free to pop it in the chat.
Feature idea, too. If you're in the Google ecosystem, which kind of blows in a lot of ways right now, but you should make it so that it sets off an alarm unless you're, like, in the thing. So if you're in, like, a Google Meet that is in the calendar event. If you're in the thing, just don't bother setting the alarm off.
That'd be cool.
But if you're not, then it should like get your attention until you get in the Google Meet. That would be sick.
Cosmic Wolf says Siri is still limited to 24 hours. Yeah, so I was about to talk about Siri. So Yvonne never got around to switching back to her Android phone just yet, although iOS 26 has actually
might make her
go back. I have a video coming soon on my experience with iOS 26, but as far as I can tell, it's like the biggest pile that Apple has released and that I'm aware of, that I remember ever using. Anyway, she went to use Siri last night, and she's like, "Hey Siri," and I actually really like this, the way that Siri's just like, instead of being like, "Yeah, yes, hello, what can I do for you? Shut up, and I'm the one who talks. I am the human. You are the clanker." You know.
Anyway, I kind of like it too.
She goes, "Hey Siri, set a couple of reminders for me. I want to." Sorry, I can't do that. Why not? I thought that's the whole point of natural language interaction. Why do I have to? Hey Siri, set a reminder. I need to do blah 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 blah. Okay, blah blah. No, shut up. Hey Siri, set a reminder. I need to. No, just let me do both of them. And until. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm setting off people's phones. My bad. Stop saying the S word. Yeah, I screwed up. I'm sorry. The point, sorry, I can't show you that while driving. It's like, bro, I'm not driving. I'm in the passenger seat and I'm plugged into the CarPlay.
That stuff is so annoying.
So just thank you, nanny, but f*** off. I'm not interested in having you take care of me and what I'm allowed to do while I'm doing things.
You know a game that I'm surprised doesn't exist? You know when we were growing up and like everyone just universally played the like raindrop game? Where like when condensation is like gathering on your window and you like track how it goes.
Yeah.
Or
did you play the variant where you find a spot on the windshield?
Yes.
And you move around your head to dodge
everything?
stuff? Yeah.
That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
But everyone talks about the raindrop game. I thought that one was way more cool.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, we all used to do this. I'm surprised those don't exist as like basically games.
Oh yeah. There'd be no reason you couldn't do it with like head tracking.
Yeah.
It's got to be a thing. It's got to be like a genre.
Yeah, maybe
of
I just don't know about it. It seems like it would actually be like pretty fun. Oh, dude, you could do it in VR like super easy, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't even need VR for it, though.
No, but like I'm just saying to skip a lot of the like steps, it should be not that hard, I think. But I don't know much about game development, so.
William Comartin says, I used to try to name the make and model based on the headlight shape at night. That's pretty cool. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's pretty tough.
It's a lot more knowledge than I would have had.
Yeah.
And with my eyes, I'm not making out headlight shape, dude. I'm just getting.
WebDude says, for reminders and alarms on Android, there's an app, A Calendar, which can handle about 5 alarms / reminders with noise or email.
Why is it 5?
I don't know. Maybe it's just not quite explained properly. Anyway, yeah, we can explore that another time. I just switched over to the Fold 7. Unfortunately, this is not the new trifold, and it took a grand total of 1 day for it to not fold completely flat.
Yep.
So I need to add that to my notes. I want, you know what, overall, I still am really, really loving it a lot so far. Took 1 day to need to be overbent to be flat. It's like, dude, I haven't daily driven a Fold in years now, and it's like going back into the warm embrace of an old friend, honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I had a Teams meeting today.
Whoa.
That they were screen sharing on. So I had a giant thing that I could read text on. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember why this was way better than literally anything else. And it's not for everybody, right? Like the battery life is going to be a bit of a downer for some people. Although with that said, I'm sitting at 97% today, but I did plug in on my way into work, so make of that what you will. But if your use case benefits from the Fold, there's no question. I've already run into a weird thing, Plex, the interface. If you tap your user icon at the top, in candy bar mode, it's supposed to do something, I forget, but in like the more tablet mode, it slides in a thing from the left, and it accidentally did the tablet thing when I was in Candy Bar. So my screen was just going dark because I couldn't see that it was sliding a thing from off screen.
Yeah.
So just,
That's annoying.
it's still not perfect.
I was going to say, I wonder if that's more on the phone. I feel like it should be reporting.
Well, it's the phone.
Screen
It's
size
the phone.
properly.
It's the phone. It's Android. It's apps. It's just the poor integration between all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a Plex problem. It's just a shitty app.
Yeah, sure, but that doesn't. And this is a take that I have gone to war for a lot of times, and I will continue to go to war for. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's true.
When at the end of the day, right, when people choose a device, whether they're choosing a Candy Bar Android, a folding Android, an iPhone, a Windows phone, I don't care. Whatever it is that people are choosing.
Just keep going.
What matters is the user experience. And so, back when I was on some of the early folds and I couldn't use YouTube stories, I didn't care if that was Samsung's fault or Google's fault or Father Christmas's fault. It just didn't matter. What mattered was that device was not suitable for my use case. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
And so and everyone else, I am the user. I am the one giving the money to have this experience, and everyone else needs to accommodate what I need to get done on my device. So let's look at Elijah's actually working on a video about his switch to iPhone, which was made actually for predominantly contact sharing using AirDrop. Because he went and was doing some networking at an event and missed out on some really good contacts because they were just like, I have to type something.
You're a lesser being.
That's way too much work. I only tap my phone with people.
I only interface with highborns.
Whatever. The point is, he missed out on some contacts, and so he was like, okay, I'm just going to have to do it. But over time, he's found there's other benefits as well, and one of them is that for creative-oriented apps, sometimes they'll get cool new features before they're rolled out to other platforms, and at the end of the day, is that the fault of the app creator? Is that the fault of the phone maker? Is that the fault of the operating system owner? In this case, Google. Doesn't matter.
Why, Elijah? He says iPhone is so much better for creators. It's kind of scary. Why? What makes a difference?
The thing I was talking about that you weren't listening to because you were reading chat.
Nice, cool. Oh,
Yeah.
I wasn't really.
And he's going to do a full video about it, so he'll be talking through a lot of
Wait,
this.
the contact sharing?
No, not the contact
Okay,
sharing.
okay,
You
okay,
missed it.
okay.
You missed a whole other thing that I was
Okay.
talking about just now.
All right. Yes, we do need to do that.
Oh yeah.
is it?
Larian topic. So apparently we all
Timing.
hey!
Hello.
Now that's an early Christmas
I
present.
have lots of things to say. I love video games. But this isn't even for me. Last time I did this, am I stepping on a mic?
Riley, you don't have a mic yet. Hold on.
There's supposed to be one here.
I know, but
Dan promised.
I know,
Dan.
but you don't have it yet. You can't talk yet.
I have to wear the. They can
Wait, do
hear
we have
me.
a place for him to sit?
What do you mean?
He's just squatting.
No, wait, there's
the
a
world.
thing there.
The world is my oyster. Well, I can't hear myself through the mic, but
Why?
Oh my god.
I don't
Guess
know
why-
if it's working.
guess why I'm here though, Linus.
I can literally see it. I can see him talking. Why can't we hear it?
They can hear him. They can hear
They
him.
can
So
hear
they're
him.
good. If they're good, I'm good. You're here to talk about the Larian thing.
Can they hear? Okay, like, is it coming from this mic or is it coming from something?
Yeah.
Guys,
I got it.
Oh, there it is.
Hey.
I'm here to talk about Luke
Yeah.
because you haven't let him talk about AI enough. Except today, you guys talked about AI a ton. So, like, what the heck?
Well, I'll tell you what. While you talk about Luke, I'm going to go get you a stool.
What? No.
He specifically
Linus, I will not
requested
sit
no
on the
stool.
stool. I'm a non-stool user. I'm like, you know how AI doomers are like, no AI ever. That's me with stools.
He believes in no stool ever.
I think stools were trained on other people's work and are copyright infringement.
How about
It's
an
basically
apple box?
just a chair. Stools are just chairs, but worse. Why would you ever?
He's getting you an apple box.
No, I asked. Okay. Now you're gonna make me ruin the meme.
I asked Dan to remove the Apple box. This is so much worse. Oh, but I do like, if I sit back here, then I kind of look like
You have dramatic lighting.
I'm lit by two. Hold on.
It's okay. I'm lit too.
I'm lit by both sides, and it's like I'm the duality of man.
a neutral party.
Okay. So should I...
Not AI-generated laugh.
Should I talk through this and then you guys can have your conversation, or how does this work?
You can go.
Sure. All right. Certain corners of the internet lost their flippin' minds earlier this week when Larian Studio CEO Sven Vink told Bloomberg...
Vinky.
Yeah, of course. That's what
Got to be
Vinky.
Vinky.
Told Bloomberg that the Baldur's Gate 3 studio uses AI tools to help explore ideas and speed things along early in the development process. I hate how much of my life is reading text and then trying to say it out loud.
And then having an AI train on
It's
it.
Vinky, right?
I have no idea.
Thanks. In the same interview, Vinky made it clear. I like it. It sounds more like a pet name.
It's got to be
with it.
Sven Vinky. It can't be Sven Vink.
I don't know. I don't speak Swedish.
I don't know if I've heard it said out loud.
Vink sounds like a woodland creature.
Google it, and then you'll get one of the pronunciation things.
Vinky sounds like also a woodland creature, just way cuter and fluffier.
Vinky? Yeah, maybe. From like a fantasy world.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is that Vinky made it clear that there will not be any AI-generated content in Larian's upcoming installment in the Divinity series, saying that everything is human actors. We're writing everything ourselves. Jordan, who prepped this topic for us, said, but that was toward the end of the article, so the odds that anyone read that far, pretty low.
Nobody has time for that.
After the inevitable backlash for saying anything even vaguely positive about AI, Vinky took to Twitter to try to clarify. This is a quote. "Holy fuck, guys. We are not pushing hard for or replacing concept artists with AI." The post notes that Larian employs 72 artists, 23 of whom are concept artists, and that they're in the process of hiring more.
Yeah, the concept art is really what this centers around.
Vinky also linked a GameSpot article from April of this year detailing Larian's use of machine learning for tasks that he said, and this is a quote, "nobody wants to do." This uproar has apparently reminded people that Game of the Year winner Claire Obscure Expedition 33 was accidentally released with AI placeholder art, which was quickly patched out of the game back in April, adding an additional target for the rage of the anti-AI camp. Daniel Vavra, whatever.
Vulva, I think.
Did you just say vulva?
It's what? That's not a... It's a biological term.
Important landmark if you're trying to find certain things.
We're not going to get demonetized for that.
The point is, the co-founder of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 developer Warhorse also waded into the mess to defend Larian's honor, saying, "This AI hysteria is the same as when people were smashing steam engines in the 19th century. Vinky said Larian was doing something that absolutely everyone else is doing, and they got into this insanely crazy shitstorm.
Everyone else was doing it.
Vulva adds... hold on, I'm not quite done.
All right.
Vulva adds, "I'm no fan of AI-generated art. But anyway, it's time to face reality. AI is here to stay with us. As frightening as it may be, that's the way it is." Now, I'm going to kick you guys off by throwing back to something that Luke and I were actually talking about earlier in this show. Larian sits at the apex of the curve. They're big enough that they're an attractive target for the hate, but not so big that they'll just be like,
Deal with it.
What are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
All right, go.
Yeah, one thing I was going to throw in just right off the bat is another game that won awards, because right now we're talking about Larian, who took a ton of Game of the Year awards and many other awards, and then we're talking about Expedition 33, which won everything as far as I can tell. Another game that won awards, the multiplayer award of the year, Arc Raiders, also has a ton of AI stuff going on. All of the movement of the AI enemies in the game is all machine learning.
Really?
Yeah.
And you can hear more about that.
Actually,
we forgot to... Did we even say that?
That part's not in the video, but...
We could learn about something.
But you
Luke
can,
Week. Luke
you
Week
can
on
learn
Floatplane.
about something. Yeah.
We're supposed to say that?
Luke Week on Floatplane. There's 3 episodes. One's a Q&A, one's a gaming video, which is like a follow-up to the last gaming video I did on the first Luke Week. And then the other video is something.
It's us
What? I did
talking
3.
about AI.
Of course.
Which is why I'm here. And I
This
felt
is the
bad that
whole
I didn't.
point.
I was like, we're here for Luke, but then we didn't even do the call out. Just wanted to get that clear. It's Luke Week on Floatplane.
Yeah.
But anyway, machine learning, Arc Raiders.
Yes. So it's kind of, it's in a lot of places. And if you want to be mad at something for AI stuff, as far as I can tell, the like biggest use of it is largely in Arc Raiders.
Interesting. That's what.
They have a lot going on.
Machine learning.
They
I
also
feel like
defend their stances because of things like that. But one of the problems is that everyone's throwing everything under the same banner. And then it's kind of difficult because where's the line?
Well, this is an interesting because with Sven Vinke, he on his tweet where he's like, guys, seriously, like, we're the good guys. He linked to a GameSpot article where he talks about how they use machine learning for like the kind of rote menial tasks that no one wants to do. But the debate isn't really around like, oh, okay, you used AI to like smooth out your mesh or whatever. I'm not a developer. I don't understand. But like stuff that isn't like, ooh, the artistry involved in that. It's just kind of like, okay, you have to reduce the amount of polygons or whatever, and it's annoying.
In a way, his argument is that it's actually accomplishing what a lot of people wanted out of it, which is that it's allowing for people to focus more on the artistic stuff that they want to do instead of the like menial annoying tasks that they don't want to do, which is like,
But that's why the backlash isn't about the machine learning, the more traditional.
It's about
what we called
AI.
AI back then, sort of. It's about the concept art.
The problem with Arc Raiders is people don't know where the line is. There's a lot of questions for like, that thing looks like it might be AI generated, like generative AI generated, because there's little like, what do you call it? Greebles? What's the term for when there's just like random stuff added to things to make
I
it
call
look...
them Groobles.
Groobles. This is Star Wars is really well known for this. They just like they'll put like vents and pipes on things.
Yeah,
and whatever.
I know what it's called in the context of a garment, like an embellishment, but that's not what they're called.
Sure.
I think it's Babu Frick.
There's a
so
word.
there's a lot of Babu Fricks.
Greeblies.
Greeblies. Yeah, I don't know.
Is that right? Oh, okay.
Greebling. Yeah, it's like a term. I don't remember what it is. Babu Fricks though. I'm down with that. So there's tons of Babu Fricks in Arc Raiders where there's just like a tube that'll go from one place to another place that makes no sense at all. And people are wondering like, was this someone just adding a tube because it looks cool, which totally might be a thing.
Sometimes you like tubes.
Or is this just generative AI just doing stuff? And it's where is the line? What's going on?
The most interesting aspect of the debate here for me was basically whether we are going to preserve the practice of like concept art. I think people are scared that because the most concerning part was him saying, oh, for the early concepting phase. Only in the early phase, we kind of are throwing ideas at the wall and seeing what sticks. So like, we're like, would it be funny to have a frog wearing a top hat or something? And then you like find an image of a frog or whatever, and you tell AI, put a top hat on him, and then they do it, and they're like, it's not so funny. Maybe we won't go with that,
It is funky.
And the alternative to that would have been, hey, a concept artist, can you draw a frog wearing a top hat? Now, I feel like in that situation, I can easily see a concept artist kind of taking that idea and making a top hat on a frog look funny and look interesting in a way that AI wouldn't be able to.
But couldn't a concept artist also put that prompt in and go, it's funny, but I think I could do it better and draw something?
Well, the counterpoint to that is that you're basically like starting from if you prompt AI and you get a result back and you're like, okay, I'm gonna do that but better, or I'm gonna like iterate on that. You're starting with a thought process, and that's part of the human creativity engine. But this is a studied phenomenon. People are more creative and they think better through problems if they do it themselves from scratch, or if they learn how to do it themselves from scratch. And like, this might be a solution. This is the whole problem with AI. It's a solution to do something faster, but you're probably going to get a worse output at the end of it.
And maybe even if you have a super experienced concept artist today they could use AI to accelerate a quality job. But if you are losing out on the development of your ability to think through these problems because you've always had this crutch. But then, I mean, oh man, see, now we're going back to the calculator argument, right?
No,
you won't have a calculator in your pocket, so you need to be able to start things from scratch.
But yes, if a calculator had the result of like the cumulative output of human knowledge being reduced, like in mathematics, if our ability to do advanced mathematics at the highest levels was reduced because of calculators, maybe it has been.
I think there's also a problem here where you have the movie adaptation to a book problem, where like once you've seen the movie adaptation to the book, when you read the book, your brain is kind of filling in like, oh, this is what this person looks like, this is what this place looks like, whatever. Where if you're just reading the book and have never seen any of those references, you kind of make it up yourself. Right. I mean, if I've seen a frog with a top hat...
There are definitely people who are not susceptible to that. I mean, I wouldn't have thought it would be possible to read The Hobbit and then create such a shit movie. They clearly completely reimagined that, not for the better.
I think there's a whole nother set of incentives and problems there.
Have you seen...
They recast Aragorn in the new Gollum movie. You guys haven't heard about this?
Because he's younger.
Yeah, but Gandalf's in it. Like Ian McKellen is Gandalf in it.
Wait, what?
But Viggo's too old. Anyway...
They should have just done it anyways. They should have just used Vigo. I mean, I'm pretty annoyed about that, but I mean, that is what it is.
I mean, the movie's going to suck anyway, so does it really matter? Did you watch The War of the Rohirrim?
It's
so bad. I couldn't make it through it. I really wanted to.
It's funny because it's like, Peter Jackson's returning for the Hunt for the Gollum movie, so it's like, but that doesn't mean anything because he did the Hobbit movies, and they're horrible.
Didn't he come in...
But wait, it's not...
Didn't he come in late on the Hobbit movies?
Did he?
I thought he came in to like try to save them.
I have to admit that I know hardly anything about the Hobbit movies because I went to see the first one in theater and I was like, this is horrendous. I saw it also in 48 FPS and I was like, this is horrendous, and I just didn't watch the next two.
I did the same thing.
You did the right thing. I watched the next two because I'm a completionist and masochist like that, I guess. But
I don't think I saw
They didn't
them.
get better.
Maybe I did, but I don't think I did.
They didn't get better.
Yeah.
I would watch the heck out of like a fan cut. Which probably exists.
I think there is
just one movie.
Because I complained about this on WAN Show a while ago, and someone mentioned that I think there is one. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to take us too far off the rails.
Back to AI stuff in video games. Yeah, I mean, like it's also a tough line because we're at a spot, and I think this has been addressed actually by potentially Larian. I'm not sure, but we're at a weird spot where like a lot of people are demanding stances of different tools and technologies that companies really will not use. And they're looking for people to make permanent statements on those things. And none of us have any idea what's going to happen to the landscape moving forward. And that could put companies that are actually going to bother potentially responding to any of this and having open dialogues with people like Larian at potentially extremely disadvantageous positions in a field that is incredibly mind-blowingly cutthroat and competitive. And you have companies that are not laying people off, that are actively hiring, that are making games that people like, and those companies are the ones that are getting critically looked at, when there's companies that are laying people off and are in some cases known for using even more AI stuff, and those companies are being ignored in this case. And it's just like, I think we need better targets for this energy.
I saw a really good tweet, because I can't be here very long. I saw a really good tweet where someone's like, gamers are like, they don't want games to be delayed. They don't want studios to force the developers to crunch either. They don't want people to use AI, but they also want the games to come out and play them. And like, it's like they can't have all of these. They want everything.
Gamers are a difficult bunch.
Yeah. I take the opinion that like, look, if you want to use AI for small parts that isn't like, and like according to your principle you talk about no output, don't use the unaltered output, never,
which is what Larian's saying.
If they want to do that as part of the pipeline, go for it. I don't think we should jump down their throats for that, given how AI is here already. However, I will have way more respect for a company if they do everything without AI and take a friggin' long time. It's just like, is that possible? do the economics work? Sorry, what
I was just going to say that AI is, I don't know if anybody noticed this, but AI for a person who runs a company that has been to a fault transparent and taken stances on a lot of things, AI is one of the ones that, if you've been listening very carefully, I have never made any kind of commitments for Linus Media Group.
For or against, I think.
Nope.
We barely use it internally.
Even when Microsoft came in here and offered to replace all of the employees for free.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. You were like, you know what?
Happen.
Not today,
Even Linus.
Satya.
I'm trying to have a serious
Even
conversation,
Linus.
and you guys are completely taking it off the rails, which is fine, because I wasn't going to give an answer anyway.
Honestly, this conversation was way more on the rails than it should have been for me coming in here. And I don't think I even have time to be part of the Mozilla one, because I feel like I wanted to combine those two with the Larian and the Mozilla, because they're both just being attacked.
We can talk Mozilla, but first I want to do something fun. So
He's saying he doesn't have time.
Well, no,
he'll
you
be
guys,
fine.
you guys can talk about Mozilla.
All right.
So there was a little comment here in Floatplane from Velicet that I had highlighted. I wanted to talk about. Yeah, biggest problem here is that for a vocal minority, it's binary. There's no nuance to this conversation, and that's one of the reasons that I haven't taken a stance, because people are going to expect me to take like a hardline stance when, even if I did, it wouldn't be something that I could fully control anyway.
I don't know if I even want to say this, but hot take.
I'm AI.
There's companies like I am AI. There's companies like I don't remember the name of the company behind it, but they made Silk Song. They're like 3 people.
Oh,
Team Cherry.
yeah.
Team Cherry has like 3 people. Maybe they can control for this. At bigger companies, like Larian has hundreds, and they're not even seen as like a big studio. All of those games, if it's a binary that you're looking at this set, will be made with AI.
Yeah.
I think
And
I can
that's-
pretty confidently say that statement, and I don't, even if the head of the company is like, don't use it, it's still going to happen.
Do you remember?
Employees are going to try to take shortcuts.
Do you remember when we had a minor controversy when one of our I had taken
Remember that one time?
No, sorry, I don't. I have no memories.
You legitimately might not remember this one.
Okay.
It's not ringing a bell. But
So we had a minor controversy a while back where I had on WAN Show said that I didn't feel that in our industry, working the way that we do and relying on ads the way that we do, that we should use ad block. And I had made it a policy at our company that we don't install it on our computers.
Yeah.
And I got called out like a couple weeks later or something for using ad block because I screen shared on something and I was using a laptop that someone else had set up, someone else had configured. That is a perfect example of what you just said. How in a company of more than one person, or even in a company of one person, someone can forget a thing that they said at some point and do something, but especially in a company of more than one person, you can have a stance on something, you can have an opinion, you can even have a policy. But at the end of the day, not everyone is going to follow it. So you could say, no AI will make it into anything that we do, all you want. I had to read a sponsor spot that was clearly AI generated not that long ago. Because it was in the form of like rhyming couplets with all the sponsor talking points, and I'm like, okay, 2 things.
doesn't seem right.
One, if you used AI for this, bad, and 2, if you did this without AI, double bad because what a waste of time.
it was like passable, but not good.
Yeah, it was AI.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one other thing.
Some concept artist is going to have a bad week and be really frustrated and have a deadline for Frog with Top Hat.
Yeah, or have whatever
be like, oh my god, I can't get the pose right for some reason. But generate. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can make that work. And
Whatever
then do
the
it.
artist equivalent of writer's block is, they're
Sure.
going to use a tool.
Brush block.
Sure. Okay, the other thing I wanted was you guys were talking about Greeblies or whatever, and I was like, I wonder what an AI response to the right number of pieces of flair is. Like, will it get the Office reference, or will it come up with something? So I typed how many pieces of flair is the right amount, and it literally is like New, try AI mode. Search whatever's on your mind and get AI-powered responses. You literally gave me the AI response,
well,
whether I consented to it or not.
Okay, well, I can...
If you click not interested, what happens?
The way
no,
Google...
No, it's a different thing.
The way is Google...
Still, like, what the heck?
The way they're branding all this stuff is so insane, annoying to me, especially as, like, covering tech news. And, like, it's like, Google updated this, and they have a new mode. And I'm just like... And I have to read through and be like, okay, so this is like the 4 other things that they call, like, because they have Gemini, they have Google regular search, they have Google AI overviews, they have AI mode, which is basically just using Gemini, but like it's more searchy. It's like,
all right, so let's find out what this does. Sure.
It's like, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so now it just comes up in a different interface.
It's basically Gemini, except it's like what we're doing here is searching the web for stuff. Like, yeah.
So it's just Gemini, but focused on search, I guess.
What? This is such a stupid... It was doing really well. The running joke, blah, blah, 15 pieces of flair, blah, blah, etc., Office Space. Outside the film, there is no set right amount of flair. The term has come to refer to other things, including Flair Airlines baggage allowances. No.
Hey,
no, it hasn't.
Hey, haven't you ever taken a shot, just that, like, it took a swing and it missed that time?
Yes, it did.
It's got chutzpah.
Good Lord.
I wanted to say, well, I already said it.
Okay. Well, you wanted to talk about the Mozilla thing, right?
Do you have time?
Okay, I really need to go, but basically, I wrote this. I wrote the TechLink story. Somebody,
a probationary employee,
wrote notes. They're almost done. Wrote notes for it, and then I kind of edited the notes again. But basically, the gist is that Mozilla got attacked because they have a new CEO. Firefox is going to evolve into a modern AI browser, is what he said. But he also really emphasized trust and user agency and stuff. And people like jumped down their throats for adding AI. There were so many articles and tweets and stuff where it was like, Firefox is adding AI now?
No!
I'm out. Guys, Firefox has had AI features for a long time. All the things that I listed there.
And people have been talking about this for a while.
Alt text generation for accessibility, translation, automatic tab grouping, link previews with summaries, chatbots in the sidebar, an AI window that's currently in beta that you can open, like a private/incognito window.
Yeah, and I noted that most Firefox users may not have noticed these because they're all optional features and you can turn them off. And this is like something that they're going to continue doing. I feel like I'm coming out here and being like, guys, don't be mad at AI. Like you can be mad at AI. I don't like AI like on a principle, but I understand that like what Firefox is saying here as well is that it's out of the bag. It's out there, and if they don't add some kind of features in a thoughtful way, they're going to be left behind. And they are being left behind.
Yeah, I mean, Vivaldi had that mic drop where they were like, here's our press conference. There's no AI. And then they like walk out of frame. And it's like, yeah, that's nice. But you're like...
There's barely a Vivaldi.
Yeah, what's Vivaldi's market share? You looking it up?
Yeah.
Ask AI.
I think it's like 1%. But Firefox has gone from 30% around 2010 to like... I think it's 4% or so on desktop, and across all platforms, it's like 2%. It's crazy. Yeah, Vivaldi is like, but like, I also want to say
that is the AI overview, though. I don't know.
Maybe I feel like there totally could be a future where Vivaldi or whoever is like, hey, all these browsers they've been overtaken by AI slop. We're the browser that doesn't have any AI. We're the human browser, and like. People go for that because of that. Like that's their marketing angle, and then if that becomes popular, cool. I just feel like I don't like the jumping. I didn't like the thinking that Firefox is adding AI for the first time when like you guys say that you're Firefox users, but you don't even know what the browser is. And B, this is where we're at now. I don't know.
And I think it's important to understand like all of our various perspectives as we come into this. Like, I'm both a business owner as well as a creative. Like, I don't use AI for writing not because necessarily it's out of principle. I can recognize how it could be useful for some people. I just don't need it, and I don't feel that it makes, even if it makes something that I'm writing better, what it can't do is make it more me, at least not at this time. If we could train an internal LLM on every script I've ever written or edited, maybe it could. Maybe it could literally perform some manner of editing for me, but a big part of how my brain works is just
I doubt it
being kind of ADD and going in a different direction all the time. Luke's coming at it from, he manages a team of developers where AI assisted tools have been just a thing.
Everybody been doing it for a while.
For a long time.
This is old.
Riley's coming at this from a very creative-minded headspace as well. So we're all going to have...
Wow.
What? I think...
I'm creative.
I think you're very creative, Riley. And,
go on.
And anyone who's watched your creative sponsor reads, which are literally called that, CSP, creative sponsor...
Okay.
Placements?
I was just doing a bit. We don't have to... But
I don't know what the P is. I was wondering about this a while.
Creative sponsor production is just
production.
All right. Anyway, the point is, this is our perspective, and you don't have to share our perspective. But what you're going to have to kind of come to terms with is that everybody is going to have a different perspective that is motivated by their own personal interests and the people around them. And what all of those things are going to need to mesh with is that it's here. It's happening. The steam engine is not coming back. The ice box, harvesting the ice from a cave or whatever. Refrigeration happened.
And
we're not going to do that anymore.
Technically, people still do that.
Oh, yeah, people still ride horses, too.
Yeah.
But it's a thing that people are very passionate about, and they very much do, but is not just
And you're going to get tiny, 1, 2, 3-bit studios that just like the process and want to do it. And they do it, and that's fine.
I just want to jump in. I don't think Luke meant 2-bit studios like crappy.
No, I mean amount of people.
Cool.
Yeah. So thanks for the clarification. Because
2-bit has kind of a negative connotation.
Oh yeah, no, I meant in a actually very positive connotation. I'm thinking again of Team Cherry.
I get it.
3 people.
Yep.
Amazing game.
I feel that usually goes the other way. That was interesting.
I'm just saving us here.
I don't know that one.
He saved you from something.
Yeah, that's good.
You were about to be canceled right away.
Express lane.
Probably not as major as the hard R incident, but
yeah. I feel compelled to point out before I leave, I'm going to leave now. I feel compelled to point out that I in my attempt to straddle the line between both the blue and the red here, to be the only one who walks in both worlds, like Ghost Rider, played by Nicolas Cage. I feel like I come off as too pro AI, and I feel like I am very much in the middle. The way I see this is alcohol legalization. Or legalization of most...
prohibition won't work.
Yeah, it's not going to work. It has to be legal so that it can be...
Regulated.
Yeah, but we aren't regulating it.
Well, and it won't be. But I just feel like you can't put the cat back in the bag, but we also don't have to yell at the cat for being out of the bag, every time it shows its face. We have to be okay, the cat is here. I don't like cats, but I'm not going to...
the right thing. I don't think either of us are particularly pro AI usage, to be clear, just in case anyone's interpreting that way. Yeah.
No, I think I
We're
brought
all
up...
perfect centrists.
I think I brought up my OpenAI account on stream a little while ago, and I had 3 or 4 chat windows with it. I don't use it. But I also, it's in the same way that, we did an AMD Ultimate Tech upgrade where one of the first things that we did was make a joke about how Colton's brother-in-law has kind of serial killer vibes. And then we went down to his garage to find a shovel so that we could do a take of me talking about, because he works for our customer service, and I was saying, when you contact us, he'll make sure you get taken care of. And so we went to find a shovel so he could be patting the earth behind me as I did the line. And in his garage, we found a tool that had a handle, kind of like a hammer. And then on the one side, it had a hatchet blade that was sharp on the end and on the bottom. So it's like a 2-sided hatchet blade. Okay. And then on the other side was a meat tenderizer. And So I found that tool.
For like processing game.
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
And what I realized was
It's for murder.
that's a really interesting tool that could maybe be useful to someone. It has the potential for great misuse, and it's not very useful to me. And that's how I feel about AI.
You could use it for ice carving.
It's like a hatchet meat tenderizer.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, hey, power to the hatchet meat tenderizer users.
If anyone knows what that tool is
Depending.
called, by the way, I'm like super interested to know.
I have to go.
Okay, thanks, Riley. Thanks for joining us.
This was a much less chaotic experience than the last time I crashed, you guys.
Yeah.
So have we grown up or have you?
Good?
What's that?
Is that good or disappointing?
It's both. I feel like I like discussions, but I also just like disrupting you. Okay, well, Godspeed.
Bye.
It's not the best for the audio.
I mean,
Okay. Fantastic.
It didn't look like this quite, but this is sort of the idea, I think.
The tenderizing axe.
The tenderizing axe. That's
Wow.
man. That sounds like a super weird
it's a good band name.
Yeah, actually, I like,
Tenderizing axe.
I like that.
Clown metal.
Anyway, we should do sponsors, maybe.
Let's do our CW announcements.
Oh, we have
and
CW announcements. Of course,
then
we would.
sponsors after that.
It's the magicalest time of the year,
Hooray!
where the calendar's almost empty and somehow we're still doing deals from now until December 25th. When you buy a commuter backpack, you will get a bonus $50 gift card. You will get a gift card that is redeemable in the new year.
Oh.
After January 1st, 2026, you can spend your $50 gift card. Also, and this is crazy, our original black shaft screwdrivers are back for a very short time. We found like 1,000 of them in the warehouse. They were sitting there all this time.
How does this keep
I
happening?
don't know.
How do you just find incredible amounts of things?
It is a significant source of consternation for me.
This is ignorance. 'Cause I've never done something like that, but I just don't. Like, I might find something in the back of some closet I haven't gone into in a long time. Or like, that box of like
Right.
keepsakes from high school.
Right, but theoretically,
that
we
have my
digitally track
yearbook
our
in it.
assets.
But
right?
yeah, how do you lose 1,000 screwdrivers?
Oh, it was more than 1,000. I just said 1,000.
Is it more than 2,000?
worse?
I don't think so.
So just for argument's
I'm
sake,
rounding.
let's say 1,200.
Sure, let's say that.
That's a lot of dollars of things.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't like stoked to hear about it, but I was stoked to have, a cool little drop for people for the end of the year. So
Yeah.
do you want to fire up the site? We can show people where to
Sure.
find it. Just to be clear, guys, this is the same coding that we had before, so it will have the same chipping issues that the original coding had. If you do not like things to patina, then don't buy it. Please don't buy it. But if you do like that, then that's great. I would love for you to love it.
How do I?
I'm just trying to find. I hate the way that
How do I see it?
Chrome on Android, it just opens up a news feed instead of just taking me to the last tab that I was using, and you have to like click continue to this tab. I got to find that setting and turn it off, assuming that it is a setting. Oh wait, is it on the site?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Did anyone check?
I don't see it.
Oh, it's like on the homepage.
Okay, no one put it in the screwdriver category.
Oh, okay. Well, we could maybe fix that.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
All right. Sounds good.
Is it only on the global site?
I mean, that would make sense. I checked on both. It is for sure on the front page, though. So that, yep.
Okay, cool. Well, apparently we still have stock, and you will also receive a $10 gift card with this, which will be emailed to you on January 1st, 2026, or thereabouts.
Oh, it's also on the U.S. site? How is it on the U.S. site if we just found it in the warehouse?
Because we probably shipped some down. Oh. Yeah. What a time to be alive. Commuter backpack,
for
though.
Sure.
$50. This is like one of our best reviewed products ever. People flipping love the commuter backpack. Absolutely great product. Go check it out. You get a $50 gift card with your order, usable in the new year, and we will have plenty of cool stuff for people to check out next year. Since we're on the subject of screwdrivers, this is probably a good time to remind you guys that the Prismatic Transparent Screwdriver Series is 1 week away. I'm just going to pull up the sign-up sheet here so you guys can see all the colors. Just go to Prismatic sign up.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Or do we have a vanity URL for this? Yes, lmg.gg/signup Prismatic. Okay, that is not.
Ooh, that's tough.
Oh man, is there an easier way to navigate to that? Okay,
Is there 2 P's in it?
we're pretty new.
There is.
We're pretty new to being a retailer. Okay, Dan's gonna link it in the chats. The point is,
What is it?
Sign up.
Signup double P.
okay, stop.
Rizz magic.
You're really not helping. You are the rizz magic.
I'm putting it in chat.
Rizz Magic actually sounds like a sick DJ name.
Hey, DJ Rizz magic. Back at it again with a background house.
Okay, it'll be available in plasma
indie
purple,
all the time.
carbon black, molten orange, and cryo teal.
Those are my new singles. Get them on Spotify. Here's my SoundCloud.
And
I can't spell my name though.
And there may be a special surprise when they launch.
Oh,
Special surprise.
what does that mean?
They're launching on December 26th, so that's on Boxing Day, which for our American and global viewers is like Commonwealth Black Friday. Before we just also adopted Black Friday, and now we just have both.
I have to, this is extremely unimportant, but I just really enjoy that when you refresh this page, it feels like the space where you're supposed to put your email in just like screams into existence.
Thank you, Luke. That's very helpful.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Anyways, moving forward, more topics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sponsors. The show is brought to you today by MSI. This script was supposed to have something about how the sky is clearing up, and I was supposed to tie it into MSI's new Mag 272QPX50 monitor. But the weather has been so unpredictable that this line was rewritten 3 times. What is predictable, though, is the stunning image quality that you're going to get thanks to... Wait, what? No, I'm just wondering what gen QD OLED panel it is. 3rd gen. Okay. Thanks to its 3rd gen QD OLED panel and display HDR True Black 500. Games will not only look great, but feel great too, thanks to 0.03 millisecond gray-to-gray response times and a Clear MR 21000 certification. Oh yeah, and it's got a 500 hertz refresh rate. 500 hertz. I'm just going to take a moment to let that sink in. 500 hertz. Plus, if you're worried about the longevity of this bad boy, it comes with MSI's OLED Care 2.0 to drastically reduce the chance of that happening, and it's also covered by a 3-year burn-in warranty. So get your game on today and pick up an MSI Mag 272QP QD OLED X50 monitor using our link in the video description. The show is also brought to you by Squarespace.
Whoa!
Whoa! What?
That's
Launching
the
a
Linus Town
business
space program.
doesn't need to feel like rocket science. Okay, this has to be AI. Is this AI generated? Oh, okay, cool. Launching a business doesn't need to feel like rocket science. Thankfully, Squarespace can help you get your business off the ground. It's an all-in-one platform that is straightforward and new user-friendly. Squarespace's design intelligence uses AI to empower anyone to build a beautiful, personalized website that perfectly fits their mission. And if you need to monetize your business, they have built-in payment tools that work with Direct Debit, Klarna, Apple Pay, and more. Once everything's taken off, Squarespace comes with a full suite of analytics tools so that you can keep track of the state of your business. There are millions of URLs for you to choose for your business, and all of them come with privacy and security features. GlizzyRollerCentral.com.
And it's sold.
We've even used Squarespace for our website, LinusMediaGroup.com. So don't wait. Start building your website today and get 10% off your first purchase by visiting squarespace.com/WAN. We'll have that link down below. Dan, I do want to do a couple topics before we do more sponsor spots. I also want to double check what generation of OLED panel that monitor is using. So maybe Luke could pick a topic while I just check something.
Sure. I'm good. Thank you very much. The RAM-pocalypse continues. As RAM prices continue to rise, Dell, Lenovo, and Framework have all announced price increases and other changes due to DRAM shortage. Framework, investment disclosure from Mr. Linus Sebastian, says their DDR5 memory configs for their DIY edition laptops are going to go up by 50%, with possible plans to increase by even more later on. Dell sent an email to internal employees informing of price changes, including their Dell Pro and Pro Max notebooks, going up between $520 and $765 for the 128 gig version, or $130 to $230 for the 32 gig models. With TrendForce even predicting that Dell and Lenovo may be going backwards and limiting devices to only have 8 gigs of RAM and smaller storage capacity. Discussion question. Good luck, everybody. How do you stay excited about tech? It seems like it's bad news after bad news, whether it's hardware pricing, shifting subscription-based models, or even frustrating video game news. What keeps you motivated to make tech content? Well, that's the world, I think. I think it's bad news after bad news, whether it's pricing of things, everything in the world switching to subscription-based models, or just frustrating news about the things that we like.
I'm gonna come in here with a hot take that may actually end up being a full video on the channel, because this is gonna ruffle some feathers.
Oh boy!
But I think that we, as tech enjoyers, might just need a bit of a perspective adjustment. In the grand scheme of things, and maybe this is, again, I'm coming at it from my perspective, right? As a 90s kid, a gaming computer was started at thousands of 90s dollars. And today, in 2025 dollars, thousands of dollars will get you a sick gaming computer, even in the midst of a RAM-pocalypse. There are other challenges that are putting pressure on disposable income.
Yeah.
You can say it sucks, but if you compare it to...
I don't think saying we need a perspective adjustment makes sense, though. When people's incomes are lower relative to costs, when things that are required for living, like health insurance, housing, food, all those types of things, those costs are going way up.
100%.
The relative money to spend on things is significantly lower, so we don't have the luxury of spending that much on a for fun computing device that someone may have had in the past.
Let me expand on my point.
Sure.
Here's another big difference compared to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, if you were using a computer from 10 years prior, it was literal garbage. It was.
But now you can play relatively modern games. Like I have told the story a few times. I forget which game it was. It might have been Arc Raiders, but I've been telling the story a few times about the son of a buddy of mine who's playing on a 2500K and playing some modern game. I don't remember which one it was.
So here's that's the thing. Is a kit of RAM way too expensive right now? Am I paying? So here, hold on.
Are you guys making that video? Because I've been refraining talking about the thing. You're making that, not the one you just mentioned, but the one I messaged you about, the marketplace one.
Possibly. It turns out it might be stale already. DDR4 prices are skyrocketing, and more importantly, AM4 X3D chips are skyrocketing. Apparently 5800
Everyone's
X3Ds are
just
going for
figuring this out.
$700,
I just was
$800.
hoping we'd
I
make
know.
the video before then. But
So right now, a 16 gig kit of RAM is around $200 US. What that means to the budget for like the $550 gaming PC that we built a little while ago that we did a video about with an ARC GPU and a reasonably priced CPU, kind of value power supply, is that you'd probably be adding about $100 to $140 to that budget. So today, in the midst of the RAM-pocalypse, you can still build like a high-end 1080p, mid-tier 1440p gaming PC for like $700, which is a lot of money and stuff. But compared to just about any other hobby, tech and gaming have been more inflation-proof. Like, name one. Name anything.
Yeah, this was a really interesting conversation around the price of video games going up.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I can fully understand people still being frustrated. You're right.
100%.
I think what you're saying is fair, but people's ability to buy it is still non-existent. So it like doesn't really matter.
Well, hold on.
Like it can be as reasonable as it wants. If I don't have the money to buy it, it's still annoying.
Hold on. Because but you also don't need to buy something brand new, which is something that we have talked about so much on this channel. So that's where...
But then you're saying price increases for those things are happening as well.
Yes, if you go after like the hottest items. So if you want to buy like a 5800 X3D, sure.
But if you know what to look for.
Which is what we're here for, right?
I feel like DDR4 RAM, though, you're not really looking for specific parts. Everybody's just going to search DDR4.
I don't know it's the RAM that's as bad as the way that the
platforms
accompanying components are also going up.
Sure.
So I'd need to look into it some more. This is one of those ones that we've kind of scrummed what we basically want to talk about, but we haven't sort of nailed down what the exact concept is for the script. I mean, I can tell you this much. A secondhand kit of DDR4 is definitely going to cost you as much as like $60 to $70 less than a brand new kit of DDR5, which is a significant savings. That is a meaningful savings.
Right. I don't know if it was right when, but like relatively short after the announcements of these like RAM issues, if you went on like stuff like Facebook Marketplace, whatever, you could get a lot of DDR4 for not a lot of money. Someone in chat talking about DDR3, you're starting to get pretty old.
I wouldn't go back to DDR3.
Yeah.
I also don't think it's necessary to go back to DDR3.
It depends where you're at and stuff.
Fire Panda Sasquatch asks, where are you pulling that from? I'm looking at eBay right now. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's one of those things where we can look at what's going on, where we've got the COVID crypto winter. We had the crypto winter, which was exacerbated by the COVID silicon shortage. And then we had basically a multi-year sort of recovery from that as soon as it happened, literally, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks after we recorded the MSRP PC video, where we were like, holy crap, for the first time in years, you can buy a PC where every component is at MSRP. The RAM shortage hit, right? And so we can look at this and we can go, oh, well, building computers totally sucks and we should never do it again.
Yeah, I know.
Or hear me out. Just a second here. If we actually track compared to quite literally anything else, right? Like, look at what a board game cost.
I don't even necessarily disagree with you, but sure. I would be remiss to not point out that it doesn't mean it doesn't suck, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to push things out of acceptable ranges for people.
Of course it doesn't suck. Or of course it sucks. It totally sucks.
I think your opening of like people need a whatever it was reality check or whatever it was is just not.
It's more that I wish people were a little bit more appreciative of the work that goes into keeping these things as affordable as they are. We did that recent tour of Kioxia, their fab.
It is,
Holy-
dude, anytime you see a fab at all, it's just like, dude, how the hell do I buy one of these things for the amount of dollars that I get it for? It's crazy.
It's amazing. And so so basically what I'm doing is I'm coming fresh off of the actual, like, literal miracle, like the wonder of the world that it is that we can make a microprocessor at all. And then I'm going over into, like, I'm so angry that the $500 computer is now $700 when a $500 computer is a miracle in the first place, and so is a $700 computer.
That doesn't mean you can't be annoyed about constant extreme collusion and all these other things going on. But it is still, it is still neat that our hobby is surprisingly cheap.
And the fact that over the last several years, we've gotten to the point where you literally do not have to give Microsoft $100 of your dollars on top of all the hardware you bought anymore.
Linux.
That's so cool. Like, can we just take a breath for a second?
It could be,
and look at the positives.
It could be interesting to, because I think this event, as hot as the used market has gotten at various times, it was mostly just for GPUs. I think this event is going to crank the used market for practically everything. I've done some searching since I sent that message. Doing a Scrapyard Wars right now would just suck, I think, to be completely honest. But I think it would be interesting, maybe, I don't know if we get the clicks, but making a video on, like, how to try to validate hardware when buying stuff from a used market.
I've done
as
it.
best as you can.
No one cared.
No one cares.
I try so hard to, like, bring people to the, like,
come on,
secondhand
there's
water.
Good water here. There's really good water here.
Like, I did that.
You just gotta drink.
I did a video called "I Solved the GPU Price Crisis" or whatever, where basically I just, like, bought a 3080 secondhand and showed how to, like, you know, what to look for to not get scammed, and how to test it and how to validate it before you take it home, and, like, and how to pick one that has, like, a transferable warranty, and, like, basically, it was like a mini Scrapyard Wars of just, like, buying a GPU.
How to.
Absolutely bombed.
Nobody
Video
cared.
bombed, tanked. No one wants to hear it.
Dude, I was at Willow yesterday.
Yeah.
Willow Video in Langley, it's a based used place, and I was showing Emma, like, somewhat of this phenomena because we were there together. I don't know if I think she's been there before. I'm not sure, but I was pointing out, like, look, there's Spider-Man 2 for PS5 right there behind the desk, all sealed, or there's Spider-Man 2 for PS5 right here on the other side of the counter, unsealed, and there's, like, a $30-something difference. It's the same game. Come on. And people will still walk in there and just buy the new one. It's like, damn.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't fathom it. It doesn't compute for me.
Yeah. Something that you probably can fathom, even though it does also suck. NVIDIA reports a planned 30 to 40% cut in GeForce GPU production in early 2026. It's being reported that NVIDIA plans to slash that production. Of course, it's being assumed that this is because of the run on memory chips. I think it's a lot more than that, personally, but okay. The reports come from the Chinese Board Channels Forum and news site BenchLife, whose supply chain sources claim that NVIDIA's production cuts will first hit the RTX 5060 Ti 16 gig and the RTX 5070 Ti.
Oh, the ones that are, like...
Yep.
Well, the 5070 Ti is the one that, like, kind of makes sense in NVIDIA's lineup.
Very cool.
We've used it for 2 recent build guides.
Mm-hmm. NVIDIA could use the GDDR7 from those aforementioned mid-range cards to make more of their higher-end, more expensive cards, and ultimately make more money. That's for sure part of it. Discussion question: how might this indicate NVIDIA's pulling a reverse AMD by only manufacturing gaming GPUs focused on the top end of the market? Is
Take
that
them
the
away,
future we have to look forward to? Like, what?
My ability to can.
Oh, I see. Very good. I think they also just, don't care. I think they feel like a requirement to care about GeForce because of, I don't know, pedigree, history, old times, the horse that got us here type mentality. But
I think it's a 10th of their revenue now.
When is the last time they talked about it in a way that is like, we care about this a lot? We care about raster performance in gaming.
Even last CES, it was all just like how much AI enhances GeForce.
Yeah, so why, and then like, look at how, and you know, I'm totally including myself in this, but look at how annoying we are compared to enterprise customers that'll just pay whatever and just want it as soon as they can get it. And if there's like weird problems, they'll just like work with you on it.
They'll hire engineers to
do that.
help fix it.
Yeah. Enterprise customers that are getting crazy Boku bucks investment dollars aren't going to care.
Yeah, so they're spending someone else's money.
Yeah.
Right? A customer who is spending their own money is always going to be an order of magnitude more difficult to deal with than a customer who's spending someone else's money.
Yeah.
Always. And especially when they're spending someone else's money to make money for themselves.
And that is like a default for companies at pretty much any scale, because you're an employee at a company, you're just spending your company money. It's not as like, you're not going to be as careful with it. But also, especially at this scale, where we're talking like, hello, yes, I will take this many like container fulls of graphics cards, please. Yeah. Just remember, just try to remember a little bit on the hopeful other side of this, how different companies acted. And then if you care, vote with your wallets.
Zergom asked an interesting question. How much has your badminton inflated compared to PCs over the time that you've been doing it? So since I used to play back at NCIX, badminton has gotten substantially more expensive. Rackets, actually not too bad. So they have benefited from increased economies of scale and better mass production techniques and more automation.
Probably not the birdies.
Actually, shuttles are brutal.
Yeah.
So badminton shuttles are...
This is what I meant.
Oh, I see. Are being impacted by a major worldwide shortage in goose feathers. Specifically the ones off the left wing of the goose, because the shuttle has to spin a particular way, and if you use the feathers from the right wing, it'll spin the other way. And also court time. So I'm going to shout out some of my buds who run or work at some courts in the Lower Mainland. When I got into badminton, it was about $20 an hour to rent a court. So ERSC, where my buddy Jason Shum works, they are now charging $30. That's weekdays before 5 p.m. That is like the garbage time, the slow time. So it's $36 an hour. So that's over a span of this would be about the NCIX time. So this is just shy of 20 years. So this is going back to like 2008 or so.
Why does it just say
what's up?
Package.
Yeah. If you buy a bunch, then you can get it's a slight deal. It's honestly not that much. I'll shout out my buddy Ringo. How much does a court rental? Ringo? Where the heck is your court rental price?
Wasn't that what we were just looking at?
Yeah, it was a different site.
Oh,
streaming service lesson FAQ. Where's your price, Ringo? Okay, well, I'm trying to. Oh, court rental. There we go. All right, it's hiding. Wait, I just call? Here we go. Yeah, $34. Going up in January. Clear one. Shout out my boy Daryl. Let's see. Richmond. Here we go. So yeah, $20 has gone up to.
Oh,
sure, why not? Oh my God. The rentals are dropping. Here we go. Court rental, $30. And Daryl's, if you can get a court there, because he's really focused on training at his facility. He actually runs the training programs for us at Smash Champs. I would use Smash Champs as an example, but what's the point of that? That's a facility that I control the pricing of and that doesn't have a long history. But all of these places would have been closer to about $20 an hour back in the day. And a tube of shuttles would have been like $20-25, whereas now a top tier Yonex shuttle is like, I think, approaching $100 Canadian retail for like Goose Feather. So very few people are playing with Goose Feather, and like the lower end ones are more like 40 plus.
You're talking a tube, yeah?
Yeah, 12 shuttles. Yeah. It's been absolutely brutal. I was chatting with a buddy who runs a bunch of clubs in Taiwan, and he's like, yeah, this has the potential to kill our sport if it just gets too unaffordable.
Would people accept lower quality shuttles?
Yes.
Or are you talking the court rentals?
Navy Reimar says shouting out a competitor is based. I have always
There's a different view.
Had a bit of a different view on competition. I think that competition is healthy. I think it is good for the consumer. I think that you can have competition without animosity. I think that you can have friendly rivalry. Do I compete with Ringo and Jason and Daryl? Yes. Can we collaborate? Yes.
There's also this idea that like if you all together make the sport of badminton more popular in the area, you just all win. This is the whole rising tide thing. It applies to so many different realms, and people realize this is not
Smash Champs also isn't in. You didn't open one next door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why would I?
Different market.
Why should I?
Yeah. And
Heck, I'll shout out my boy Melissa. Whatever, boy. Don't worry about it. The point is, Yumo Pro Shop, good shop. We're competing with them hard. We're probably going to go into e-tail, and we're gonna compete with them online. That's fine. I can still respect the hell out of Melissa's hustle, and
ideally, you're bringing more people to the space, so
and we can both make each other better, and it'll be great. Everyone will be happy.
Yeah.
And sometimes someone will not be happy and they will get out competed, but I think then they need to reflect. They need to look in the mirror. I believe in healthy competition. And if that's me, then what I need to do is I need to look in the mirror and I have to figure out how to do it better. So yeah, no, I'm I walk this walk.
In a lot of healthy competition environments, people will help each other compete against each other often. Like it's because it's not about crushing the other party, it's about doing better. And if you're all like just killing it, it's very likely that your industry is just going to grow.
Yes.
Because if you're all actually doing that well, it's probably going to be an exciting place to be for consumers and everyone else there. And your industry is just going to grow and it's just going to be really good.
100%.
So like, yeah. Okay.
What do you want to talk about next?
I'm scrolling through.
I can save my story time about Ninebot's terrible customer service for next week. It's not even terrible customer service. Their customer service was pretty good, but I'm not happy with the resolution.
We should talk about that, but maybe, yeah, let's do that. Ooh, next week's probably also not going to be super long.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay. My whole thing has changed. I can just do it at the normal time. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do whatever works for you. Oh, what day of the week is it next week? Are we going to be spending Christmas together? Oh, no, Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Next year is Christmas Day.
Okay, cool.
Actually, that'll still be fine. Okay, there's the tech house plans. There's the 3D printing farm. LTT sells fake PTM 7950. Just kidding. Igor's lab published a review of our PTM 7950 titled Linus Tech Tips PTM 7950 Review, Original, OEM Product, or Fake? Proud to say that we got Igor's lab badge of approval. It's the genuine article. Thanks for the extensive testing. And also, the writers of this included a quote, which I also love, so I'm happy they included this quote. This pad is from the edge of the cake among the PTM 7950 products, not intended for industrial showcases, but fully fledged, powerful, and in practice, at least as good as what is otherwise lying perfectly cut in the display. And sometimes, as I knew even as a child, these are the pieces with the best bite. I actually love that. TLDR, it's all good. I
exchanged a handful of emails with Igor about this. From my point of view, I appreciate his passion for the subject. that is what I can say is, if there was ever a concern that you had, that there was nobody out there like obsessively validating thermal compound, you can lay that concern to rest. Because Igor is obsessively evaluating thermal compound.
Sick.
I wouldn't have thought it possible to write a 5-page review of, because it's just PTM 7950. Like we're pretty, I think, as transparent as we can possibly be. I did not develop a thermal compound.
No.
I do not have the engineering and or manufacturing expertise or capital to develop an industry-leading thermal compound. I accept that. I accept that about myself and my business acumen and resources. So what I did is I took a thing that exists already that someone told us was good and that we validated, we thought was pretty cool too, and then really smart people have told us is really good, and then we made a box. Really skinny box. It's so skinny.
It is a skinny box.
It's a skinny box. Colorful too. It's got orange on it. We made it.
3 colors.
We put it right on there.
Yep.
We did it.
Yep.
Go Reddit. And so I wouldn't have thought that it was possible to write a 5-page article about our endeavors to put a box on a product that existed, but he did it, and with flair, as Luke pointed out, maybe even with the minimum 16 pieces of flair.
I thought it was pretty great, and honestly, it's a fair enough question. Because apparently this is like a thing that it's faked often, and it's like hard to find,
which is why we sourced it in the first place.
Difficult to get it from the official company and all that jazz.
But we didn't we didn't source it from a fake source.
Yeah.
So there was no concern in my mind that we were selling fake PTM 7950.
Yeah, but if someone's asking the question, I appreciate that Igor answered it.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's good.
Nice. And sick quote. It's so awesome. It's actually just a great read.
Are we talking about your Wikipedia article in Floatplane chat right now?
Yeah, I didn't know this was a thing.
Yeah, I caught this earlier this week. So someone attempted to create a Wikipedia entry for Mr. Luc Lafreniere, who was declined for not being notable enough. But I actually take... No, hold on a second. I actually...
Was it actually? Which one's that? Where's that one?
Oh, that's what people said on Reddit. I actually don't see that in the...
That's funny, though.
Hold on. That is, they do not show significant coverage about the subject in published. Yeah, basically. Yeah, pretty much.
Paste.
However, I think that might be a self-promotion issue for you. So one of the things that makes someone notable is how often they've been covered in third-party media. But we've talked about this a fair bit in the past, where I will often get like spam to my inbox that's like, hey, we're publishing a list of the top 10 tech influencers, or the top most influential people in technology and media, or social media, or whatever. We'd love to include you. That'll be $500 or whatever. So I actually strongly believe that with a little bit of effort, you are very influential.
With a little bit, you're saying I could
very broadly known
by influence.
I think we just need to play the game. I just think we need to play the game a little bit.
If it's third-party sources that they need, which is what I'm seeing here, the only thing that I think they need to include is the handling of the hard R event. And then you'll have infinite third-party sources.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't want your entire Wikipedia article to just be like, he saved Linus's company.
But that's what gets it through the door, and then you can add the fun stuff.
What is it like? Early life, rise to fame, strife,
downfall,
notable controversies.
Yeah. Yeah, controversy, and then array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I don't know. I think that with a little bit of effort, and I'm gonna throw this back to the community a little bit.
Oh no.
We could maybe prod some publications, or maybe just get Luke some invitations. Get some invitations for interviews. No, like being interviewed by people is important.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to remember, because my initial
got a couple of those.
The community tried to get me on there a number of times before they ultimately succeeded. And I don't remember what the threshold was, but it was also I was rejected for not being notable until such time as some arbiter of who's notable on Wikipedia decided I was notable.
Right.
I mean, here's something that could potentially I do
help. Understand. Like, if there's a Wikipedia page for everyone, then it just gets a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Should we talk about the thing?
I'm not offended by this. Talk about what?
The thing.
30-minute warning. This might not be the show. I'm not even, I think it's maybe not. I think we do it the one after next week, maybe.
Dr. Gizmo says the thing.
So that we have more time.
Luca 103 says yes.
We haven't done After Dark.
Crystal
There's 30
says,
minutes left.
Crystal says thing? I'm just saying.
I think there's not time. I think we do it the week after next week. I'm not even, I don't think I'm... But we have to do after. There's merch messages. I'm sure we have to do After Dark. And I suspect that might end up. I suspect that'll either be a very short or very long conversation.
Have we even told people how to send merch messages yet?
No. Like,
Holy crap!
This is what I'm talking about. We don't have time, brother.
Did I finish the rest of the sponsors? Good Lord!
We do not have time. This is not the show.
Hey, it's that time of year to buy something on LTTStore.com. You could pick up some of the new
that might help my article,
deals that we have right now. Buy a commuter bag today, get $50 to spend. Or hey, we've got a limited, very, very, very limited number of black shaft screwdrivers. So you could go ahead and add a commuter bag, add to cart.
Already? I wouldn't be
boom,
surprised.
Head to the cart, and you'll see, yes, the interface to send a merch message. It will go to producer Dan, who will probably this week mostly not curate too many of them, because I do have a hard out in a little bit. And or you guys could hang and do some merch messages after I leave. Either way, he will also maybe respond to you or forward it to someone who can help with your message. You place your order, and then instead of just throwing money at your screen, you can throw money at amazing merchandise like our quality commuter bag, or a cool hoodie like the one that I'm wearing, or a cool shirt. Oh, Luke's wearing the Glitch shirt. So you could go into your cart and you could be like, glitch, please. And then you'd get a glitch shirt. That would be quality. Dan, why don't we do one merch message to show people how merch messages work?
Sure. Hey, DLL, when considering the tech house, were you afraid that having the easiest house would affect your ability to make entertaining and more quote-unquote universal upgrade videos for others to watch?
No, because there will be, in my mind, the tech house is just the beginning.
Nice.
In my mind, we
town.
No. In my mind,
tech small city.
Interesting.
RV park.
Oh.
In my
campsite?
In my mind, this is just the first one. So it's just like I said at the beginning of the video. I wanted to have something that is somewhat relatable, that people could follow along at home a bit, where we have to solve real world problems. We're going to fish wire up through walls. We're going to solve real problems, whether we do it intentionally or unintentionally, because I'm
honestly really excited for this series.
We might pull a bunch of the drywall off to make it easier to run a lot of the wiring. And then we might realize that, oops, we got to run another one, and we're going to have to figure that out.
What if you find mold?
Then we're going to have to solve that.
Oh my.
So it's going to be challenging. I'm not worried it's not going to be challenging enough, but I did want one where I kind of had a pretty good vision of what it kind of might look like and how we might tackle these challenges. If this goes well, if it's a huge success, then I could totally see us doing something very similar with a condo, something very similar with a more challenging house, with a rancher that's right on a slab where we have to really dig deep and find solutions. No, I'm super excited about it, and I think it's going to be flipping awesome, pun intended. Sorry, what am I supposed to be doing? Oh, yeah, right. The show is brought to you by Saily. For many folks, the holiday season comes with a lot of travel, often to other countries, and phone companies just love to hit you with fees when you travel. Well, thanks to our sponsor, Saily, you can stay connected for less when you're away from home. They'll hook you up with an eSIM plan that is custom tailored to wherever you're going, no matter how long you'll be there. They have plans in several countries that are starting at just a few bucks, which is way cheaper than getting hit for even one day of roaming. Don't worry about going over your data limit, though, because Saily offers unlimited plans, so you won't have to miss an episode of the WAN Show. And they really know who they're talking to here. And if you end up staying at the family's house a little bit longer, Saily makes it super easy to change and add a little bit more time to your plan. So download the Saily app or go to saily.com/WAN Show, where you can get 15% off a plan just by using code WAN Show at checkout. Finally, the show is brought to you by Vessi. Last week, we had quite the downpour here in the Vancouver area, which is common this time of year, but it was worse than usual. The point is, quite a few people were doing holiday shopping with squelching socks, I think. And if you don't want to be a wet sock Wendell, then check out our sponsor, Vessi. As always, Vessi claims that their shoes are 100% waterproof. And if you're looking for a gift for the favorite puddle jumper in your life, you can check out their Stormburst collection. They have removable soles for all-day comfort and a rugged grip that's perfect for winter walks. And you can snag a pair of Vessi's high-quality gloves to go with them. As an added bonus, the first 5 people to use the following code will get up to $250 to redeem at checkout. Are you ready? Here it comes. Okay. VIP, everyone hates squelching socks, so save some money. Hope everybody got that. Good luck. Way to go, Vessi. You're distracting people from watching our show. It's fine. They probably had it on the second screen anyway. All right. What do we want to talk about next?
We are really getting into not a lot of After Dark territory, but...
A school security AI flagged a clarinet as a gun. And apparently it was supposed to do that. A Florida middle school went into lockdown after an AI security system flagged a student's clarinet as a gun, sending police rushing to the campus for what they believed was an active shooter situation. Officers later confirmed there was no threat, and the weapon was a band instrument carried by a student in a holiday costume. The AI system, made by Zero Eyes, scans security camera footage for firearms and alerts school officials and police. Despite the false alarm, the company said the system worked as intended, arguing that it is better to act on uncertainty than to risk missing a real threat, a position the school appeared to support. Critics say that incidents like this highlight the risks of AI-based school security, pointing to past cases where similar systems have mistaken harmless objects for guns and caused panic. They argue the tools are expensive, unproven, and may increase stress and police confrontations rather than improve student safety.
Sending a bunch of extremely high-stress people with firearms into a situation where they think kids are being shot at because of a mistake.
Well, I support this because I just plain hate the clarinet. I'm kidding. It was just a joke, but we need to move on anyway.
Hopefully it was called off before they got there. Yeah. Anyways.
A former Amazon... Oh, you know what? Let's do this one next week, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving this
there's
next
a
week.
lot of topics, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what happened because
I thought you messaged saying there was like none.
I did, and I don't recognize a lot of these. They weren't
You say
on
that
my thing.
every single week.
I do not say that every week. I just say it many weeks.
Though.
Every week. Yeah.
That's not true.
Oh, there's no topics.
I have not seen this Facebook one. Facebook has apparently tested limiting users to a maximum of 2 shared links per month unless they pay for Meta Verified. Links in only 2 organic posts per month if they're not verified. Users who hit the 2 link limit are prompted to subscribe to Meta Verified if they wish to share additional external links.
They are in the business of getting scammers to pay them money. We talked about this earlier in the show. Maybe it's just more of that.
The trial currently focuses on a subset of independent creators and pages that are using professional mode. Notably, traditional news publishers are excluded from this specific test for the time being. Though it is worth noting that in many countries, they can't share news on Facebook due to attribution and compensation laws that Meta doesn't want to deal with anyway. Okay, cool. That was all I had to say about that.
Facebook sucks.
Cool. Let's move this one to next week. I'm just going to highlight it. Doopity doop doop. Next week.
This is weird.
Sure, go for it.
YouTube is letting creators make playable games with a Gemini 3 tool. YouTube is testing a new feature that lets creators build. The project called Playables Builder is launching as an open beta for select creators. The tool works through a web app that lets creators describe a game in plain language with no coding required. YouTube has already been experimenting with small games on its platform since 2023 and added multiplayer support last year. So this is an expansion of that idea with AI doing most of the setup work. YouTube says that the goal is to make quick, bite-sized games that viewers can play inside YouTube. Why? On desktop or mobile, not full-scale releases. Think simple interactive experiences rather than polished story-driven titles or console-style games. Critics point out that while AI can help generate basic game mechanics, making a game that's actually fun usually takes iteration, design skill, and human judgment. Because AI can create a game doesn't mean people want to play it. Okay. So it's like really bad frog game, I guess. Oh, you're blue now. Nice.
So it's gaming slop.
You are running in dirt, so the name of the game seems accurate.
Oh, that was it. I can't tell what are obstacles and what are...
died.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was something. Cool. I guess for me, the big question is why?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's my same question as well. Netflix tried games. I don't think that worked out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like YouTube needs games.
Study zone. My new task is to finish the WAN show. Like, what am I do I check it off? Achievement unlocked. First steps.
My biggest concern about YouTube right now is that they seem to be pushing towards shorts quite a bit. And
oh god, it's getting
shorts
so bad.
Are literally called by a lot of people like slop or brain rot or something else like that. And YouTube was always known as a wholesome community platform. That is
wholesome is questionable, but definitely community.
No, in a lot of ways, I think it's seen community and wholesome. I think have a lot of paired connotations.
This is my homepage right now. An ad.
It is more than half shorts.
2 live streams. 5 shorts. That's all that's above the fold.
So 0 VODs.
I get 3 VODs, one of which is an ad, so that I can shop. I get this YouTube playable garbage.
Stupid.
Then I get another live stream, finally a VOD, and oh my god, I got rickrolled. That is the first 2
No. That's
scrolls.
a mix. These keep coming up as well.
More shorts.
It's a mix?
It's different.
More ad.
The rickroll is something different. It's not like a video.
Full width ad.
This sucks. And I'm worried that YouTube is going down a not good path in regards to
I've raised this.
It's future legitimacy.
I've raised this.
The ability for outside companies to encroach on its part of the internet.
I can't raise this any more often than I already raise it.
You're dumping mud into your own moat.
How about just let someone else be the brain rot platform?
And I think you can have shorts on it. I don't think shorts existing on YouTube is the problem. I think it's the promotion level of them. Trying to make it the primary part of YouTube, I think, is actually a very, very bad idea. Yeah. To the point where if you really want to do that, I almost think it should be a separate app.
Anyway,
You're trying to do too much. You're trying to be a gaming platform. You're trying to be V-Shorts platform. You're trying to be a live streaming platform. You're trying to be a VOD platform. You're trying to be a posts comment thing platform. You're trying to be TV. And what I mean by that is like old school TV, not the fact that it's on a TV, to be clear. It's rough. I have, within the last year, I think I've never heard so much negative sentiment about what YouTube is.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, again, attaching to words like brain rot, AI slop, things like that. I've never heard that type of stuff. Generally, people are very positive about what YouTube is and might be very negative about things that are on it.
Or how aggressively they monetize it.
Sure, something like that. But YouTube at its core, everyone was always very positive about.
Yep.
And then that is now changing. And that's
And they resisted the urge. Back when Vine was a thing, YouTube resisted the urge to just be Vine or be Snapchat or be, whatever more digestible rapid fire content was. They didn't have to add, DMing. They didn't have to add, short form vertical videos that you can swipe through. They really didn't have to add this game thing.
They really didn't have a lot of extreme addiction, actually extremely bad for you things. Yes, people would spend way too much time on YouTube, whatever.
And yes, that was their business model and still is.
For sure. But there are rather extreme levels of manipulation when it comes to short form content, which is actually bad for your brain and extremely hijacking dopaminergic blah, 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 things that I don't understand. Go watch someone else talk about it. I don't know anything about medical stuff. Please don't hate me. Yeah, there you go. But they're not good for us. Shorts are highly questionable as a thing.
And algorithmic tuning too was something that I feel like they were more thoughtful about in the past.
Yes.
I remember having a long conversation with them back when, do you remember that trend when it was just red hot knives cutting through things was half of the stupid videos and the other half were how many M&Ms can you flush down a toilet?
Yep.
And I was basically I talked to them and I was like, look, I'm not just sitting here whining and moaning because, my more technical actually requires a little bit of cognitive load. Content is getting fewer views right now. Obviously, that's a concern for me. I do wish to be promoted, on the platform.
Right.
But if your bar is going to be that anything that doesn't get the click through,
if you are this platform now,
gummy bears in a toilet, or red hot knives cutting through watermelons, or pieces of feces or whatever it is, if I can't achieve that level of click-through, then I just don't get my videos served. Is that going to be good for your platform in the longer term? Is that going to be good for the creator ecosystem that you're trying to build, where people can have predictable, stable performance that allows them to hire people and build businesses? Is that what you want? And I feel like they've lost track of
YouTube
that.
Felt like it was being built for the forever. And right now, again, over the very relatively short period of time, maybe a year, somewhere around that, it really feels like they are
It's been rough.
Diving extremely hard for the short term, which is not a game they even need to win. They were effectively 100% of the market share of the forever video platform. Win that. You already had every eyeball of everyone on the planet, basically. You know how they stopped reporting user change because it was effectively population change?
Users, yeah.
Dude, you won. Please don't grasp defeat from the jaws of victory. It's not necessary, and you can still not do it.
In other news, the ChatGPT App Store is here. OpenAI has opened up app submissions for ChatGPT, letting developers publish apps that run directly inside the chatbot and appear in a new app directory. These apps can extend conversations by taking actions, like ordering groceries, building slide decks, or searching for apartments without leaving ChatGPT. Oh, good. Developers can build apps using the Apps SDK in beta and submit them through the OpenAI developer platform. Approved apps will begin rolling out next year and can be discovered through ChatGPT's Tools menu or triggered directly in conversations. For now, monetization is limited to linking out to external websites or apps, while OpenAI says that it's exploring future options like digital goods. All apps must follow safety and privacy rules, that shouldn't be too hard, with clear data disclosures and easy ways for users to disconnect. Canva, Expedia, Spotify, and TripAdvisor are already available with app integration, although the new store is being launched with an open call for developers to put new apps on the platform. Cool. I really just don't want to talk about that, so why don't we do some rich messages?
Yeah, sounds good.
Hamnetics says number one selling app, Girlfriend. No way. Is that true?
No, it was a Mrs. Krabappel honk. They're calling me a goose. So this is why I have to play on my phone the whole time. Otherwise, it takes too long. Okay, yeah, I got a couple here for you. Let's see. Hey, Dan, tell Linus and Luke I say hi. Calder says hi. Technically, you did that yourself. I recently programmed some automation Dockers, and without ChatGPT, it would have taken 4 times as long. Are there any better ways to learn to code, or am I stuck with ChatGPT? Luke's face. I can feel the cringe from here.
Man. I mean, man, I really enjoy this person's channel sometimes when they release videos because I think there's big gaps between them, but I might be wrong. I might just not see them that often. But basically homeless. We've talked about him on WAN Show before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm certain. He had a video out recently that I thought was fantastic, which is this one. I tried switching to Linux for, there's some big gaps between videos. Okay, I'm not crazy. I tried switching to Linux for 157 days. Very interesting video, fun ads. I'm used to YouTube Premium, so whenever I see ads on YouTube, I'm like, what? That's not allowed.
Yeah.
But yeah, great video in general. Go watch it. But one of the topics that he brings up is that the accessibility of running Linux is actually kind of a lot higher.
Thanks to...
If you're like, hey, I'm having this problem, and it's like, oh, just copy paste this into command line and you're done. And it's like, oh, cool. Command line's a lot less scary. And I mean, there's questionable things about letting, AI run your command line, but a command line is a lot less scary when you don't have to learn what every little part of the command means when you're just copy pasting it. It's a very interesting video. Go check it out.
And in the same way, this makes it easier for you to do what you're doing, but it's questionable whether you're actually learning Linux.
Are you actually learning
or actually learning coding?
Yes.
And
if your goal isn't necessarily to actually learn it, okay,
yeah.
You can also prompt things in a way where you make it like, don't actually give me the answer.
Yep.
Just like you can make it try to teach you, but
it won't do that by default.
No, and I think the vast majority of people are not using these things in that way. So like if we're being realistic, in a lot of ways, it's actually stopping you from learning the thing. And again, that might be okay depending on your objective. But yeah, I mean, who's ringing?
That's me. Sorry.
It's I don't know. There's what's that one company? I've heard they're cool. They do like
Larian.
Yeah. No, I don't remember what they're called, but there's like a very gamified way of learning to code.
How pathetic is it that I'm sitting here struggling to think of another cool company? Oh, the ones that have the kind of like friendly Cano? Do they still exist?
Maybe that's it. I don't know. Elijah said boot.dev. I don't know much about them. I haven't used their service.
I think you're talking about this one.
I've heard they're cool. This is
Cano,
the kid version. I think I was thinking of boot.dev, but I think this is the kid version.
Okay.
Does Scratch have like a learning thing?
I think it does.
But that's a little...
That's
a little before
intro.
Programming.
It is very intro. But if you haven't done any learning yet on programming, Scratch is really cool. You can actually do some surprisingly good things with Scratch.
I think it's Turing complete.
But
so it's PowerPoint.
We've been sponsored by boot.dev before. Okay, I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. That isn't why I brought them up, to be clear. But yeah, I think it's kind of a neat idea to make it kind of a game so that it's fun, especially if you're doing this just for fun.
I know we've done spots for boot.dev.
Yeah, I just didn't remember. Coding game. Somebody said coding game. I don't know. Yeah, there's like near infinite ways to learn how to code these days. There are so many different services that you can subscribe to that have cool different angles on it. There's tons of free information out there. There are YouTube tutorials more than you could possibly imagine.
With 9 minutes.
There's everything. Yeah,
you mentioned that one that was
You'll
like
have fun.
the 11-hour Godot tutorial.
Amazing video.
Incredible
video.
Unlimited knowledge out there.
Yeah.
All right. Any long-term plans to either partner with or create your own brick and mortar presence for LTTStore products? If memory serves, did Micro Center have the screwdriver for a while? How about a Best Buy?
Retail partnerships are tough because this may surprise you, but retail requires significant margin on the product that otherwise we could take for ourselves. And retail also has a lot of baggage. Retail, especially with a relatively small entity like us, will demand very challenging purchase terms. So they'll pretty much say, yeah, we'll pay you when we feel like it. Any returns, you will simply eat them. We will just destroy them. We will not bother to return them to you. And things could be returned for reasons as trivial as a little dent on the packaging. And yeah, like it or lump it. And if we had the kind of clout that we could negotiate a better deal than that, or if we had really deep margins on our products, then we'd be able to absorb that. But there's a reason that the direct-to-consumer model works. And so we looked at it pretty recently, and based on sort of our anticipated, we haven't talked to anyone about the specifics, but based on our anticipated expectations for the margins and the loss too. Like, there's a lot more theft in a retail location than there is in a secure warehouse somewhere. And they're not going to eat it. We're probably going to end up eating that too. So that one I don't know for sure, but I do know the other ones. The point is just that it's we ran sort of some preliminary estimated numbers, and we compared that, and it would probably cost us less to just subsidize shipping on our key SKUs versus to give up the margin and overhead of having them in retail. There's a reason that e-tail is competitive.
Yeah.
Hi, Linus and Luke. Do you think we will see another couple years of game performance stagnation because the user base will be running older hardware longer, like what happened during COVID, i.e. PS4 and PS5?
The performance stagnation is an interesting...
For me, it more comes down to, because there's always a cycle, right, with consoles, and you're going to see a new console is going to come out that's going to push the boundaries in terms of what game developers can build to run on it, and then for a while there will be pretty much no point for any cross-platform game targeting anything other than sort of approximately that, but plus or minus some bells and whistles. And then you'll get a new console, and there'll be like kind of a 2 to 3 year lag as games that were actually started development targeting that console start to come out, and then you'll see sort of a benefit to having a higher end PC there. So that's part of it. But the other part of it is that for, I feel like, almost kind of 2 super cycles now, we've reached the point where the gating factor is just how much bloody work it is for developers to build bigger and bigger games. You can't just expect a bigger, prettier game every time unless the company is, Rockstar, where they will spend literally the better part of a decade working on a game. I don't know, hundreds of millions of dollars, I don't
know if you want to say it's a bigger game, but looking at, again, Embark Studios for Arc Raiders and the finals, those games run really well, actually, and look pretty great. So it's still possible. I think there hasn't been a ton of incentives for companies to focus on that in a long time.
Yeah, that's true.
And that might be changing a little bit, maybe, potentially. I don't know. RAM? I was wondering about the impacts on Chrome. Does Chrome development change a little bit because of RAM limitations?
Right? If your product just isn't competitive because the install base
I would rather use some other browser that's less memory hungry. I don't think that's going to be enough to destabilize Chrome, just to be clear. but it's just an interesting thought experiment of like we're hearing companies significantly limiting RAM on devices. Like wasn't one of them limiting to 8 gigs? 8 gigs in 2026, bruh. Dang.
Yeah, it's not great.
Like that's I can get Chrome to 8 gigs real fast.
There's also, man, another major factor is that the lead times on all this stuff is so long that if I was starting the development of a game today, I wouldn't even be accounting for the RAM shortage.
Nope.
By the time I release my game, the RAM shortage will be in the rearview mirror. So, yeah, and then anything that was already started is going to be...
Wasn't accounting for it anyways.
And you can tune, you can optimize. I don't think that it will be a major factor. I also don't think that your premise is necessarily correct. NVIDIA's gaming revenue is up 30%. So this entire premise of that everyone's running older hardware, so
No, they're specifying PS4 and PS5. Because games often target console performance. They say older
No, like what happened then. No, they're saying it's happening now because of prices going up.
We'll be running older hardware like what happened during COVID, i.e. PS4 and PS5.
Yeah. So people are not buying computers right now. They are. And the thing that I talked about earlier, where like I understand why people are angry that RAM is more expensive, and that's totally valid. But like buying a computer relative to everything else around us in the world is also more affordable than ever, just like TVs. TVs and computers have been shockingly inflation-proof over the entire span of my lifetime, to the point where I feel like we just take it for granted. We can't. So I guess maybe that's what I didn't explain very well earlier. Is that's maybe
that's a better angle.
Maybe that's
on
the
it.
perspective adjustment we need. Is like, do not take this for granted. The fact that things are as good as they are is actually a modern miracle. It could be so much worse.
We know it can be, and we're looking for it to get back there.
We wish it were better, but it could be so much worse.
I think the don't take it for granted thing is probably a stronger angle, personally.
All right.
Last one I got for you today. Hello, WAN.dll. I've heard a lot of debates surrounding MSPs and whether or not they are effective. What are your opinions on using an MSP instead of doing everything in-house?
Medical services plan?
Managed service provider, I think is what they mean. So like out-of-house IT is, I think, what they're referencing. I've heard places that have done it very effectively. I've also heard a lot of stories of places switching to something like this and then being like, oh no, it's really bad, and then trying to go back to what they had before, but now they fired all their people, so they can't get those people back because they've gone other places now, and then things are just
you lose your
really
tribal
rough.
knowledge.
Yeah. I think at large companies, a mix probably makes a decent amount of sense. Okay, comments in chat. Really on. We have an MSP. It effing sucks. Vanok, working for an MSP. I want to die. Fox Jacon, I worked for an MSP. Nope. Yeah, I think the like, oh, we can just outsource everything and put everything in the cloud and nothing has to be local anymore ever, even people. That whole idea didn't turn out as well as people hoped, and there's a pretty big benefit to just having your own IT people that understand your space, understand your environment,
know your people,
and can adapt things well and understand the needs of individual people and like people who might be working in different departments doing specific things, etc.
All right. Unfortunately, everyone, I have a hard out right now. I've got to go, and
I got work to do.
Nice. Yeah, it's so weird when we do WAN early.
It is extremely strange. My brain starts to shut down, actually. It's like not good.
Oh, it's like conditioned.
Yes.
Like we have not missed a Friday WAN show since like the start of COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
Like it's been 5 years.
So on Friday, when I say the thing...
Yeah, which hasn't been said yet.
Hasn't been said
yet. Don't do it!
I have this like energy letdown that is like relatively extreme, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how to not go lock up the building.
Yep.
And like go home and sleep.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It has happened where I've just like wandered for a second and then been like, oh yeah, I guess I'll go to my desk.
Yeah. Oh, it's super trippy.
Very odd.
Yeah, it's probably the same for a lot of them too, actually.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Like if they're used to the WAN show at a particular time in their time zone, just
Screws
being
up
like
the ritual.
Yeah, because like I mean, it's we're not like the biggest live stream in the world or anything, but there's like probably a solid 10,000 people watching, and I would say out of those, just based on the names that I see a lot of regularity, there's a lot of people for whom the WAN show is like part of their Friday routine.
Yeah,
and it's just like. Yeah, we'll try to get back to a more regular schedule. It's just Q4 and the holiday season and all that stuff.
Things have been a little wild.
Yeah, we'll try and get things going for you. And we'll see you again next week. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Bye!